What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Happy weekend and is it the weekend? Yeah, it's the weekend.
Yeah.
Happy weekend. Look, my mind is so scattered, but welcome back to Perry's Politics today. It's been a busy week. We had a whole bunch of little family emergencies come up, so we've been really busy. But hopefully, we'll get back on track this coming week and uh, and try to get with it. So I missed a lot of good news, but we're gonna try to go over some. If not all this happened today, but the last couple days that you want to get into. What's up, Pops? What's up, Sherelle?
Well, how you doing?
Good, good. So let's jump into it. I just want to make sure apologize to you guys for not coming on, but hopefully next week we back on track. But let's get into this Jeff Bezos and Trump. This happened maybe 2 or 3 days ago, where a lot of people are getting tired of Trump stuff, but when Trump make the phone call, they back down. So Jeff Bezos is the owner of Amazon, and he had this plan to place the tariff price next to the regular price. Like, say if you go to Amazon, it'll look something like this. Let me see something. Y'all see this? Like basically where he'll have the regular price, and then now the import charge is which that's like the price of those shorts was $23. The import charge is $32. Wait, the charge itself is more than the damn short. So now you're gonna pay, instead of $23, you paying twice the price, $56, over twice the price, and so on. With you see the prices there, but so he was gonna come out and post that, and Trump got mad because it's making Trump look like the liar that he is, because Trump want all the Americans to think China gonna pay this. No, we gonna pay it to purchase that in the United States. The only way you pay that if you fly your ass to China, and then you can get it for that price. But if they ship it over here, you paying that price. So he had this plan to post it up there. Trump calls him, and then he caves in and basically says, "Oh well, I'm not gonna do that. We was working on this other program. Now you Amazon." He's saying somebody else brought up the idea for this different project. I guess they got some kind of wholesale thing on Amazon that I don't know nothing about. But he was saying basically, no, we're not going to do that. But basically he caved in. But then you get this Caroline Levitt. She go out there. She always run her mouth. His little spokesperson. So she go out there and do the line that she does. So she go out there and says, Jeff Bezos, the Amazon owner, is tied to Chinese propaganda arm, basically saying that he in cahoots with people in China. And the reason, and that's the reason why we need to buy American goods, right? Then she blamed the inflation on Biden, and also said that Trump is delivering the prices. Prices are down, she says. The interest rates, the mortgage rates, gasoline, energy prices are down. Now, that's a damn lie. The unemployment might be, having a job might be down, put it that way. But that is so crazy. We don't feel no effect like they lowering the prices for us, but that's what they want us to believe. And here she is with her line as.
That Amazon will soon display a little number next to the price of each product that shows how much the Trump tariffs are adding to the cost of each product. So isn't that a perfect crystal clear demonstration that it's the American consumer and not China who is going to have to pay for these policies?
I will take this, since I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that it's not a surprise, because as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
Is Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter?
Look, I will not speak to the president's relationships with Jeff Bezos, but I will tell you that this is certainly a hostile and political action by Amazon. And Secretary, if you have anything to add.
Yeah, I would also add that the bringing down the terrible Biden inflation has been a priority for the first 100 days of the Trump administration, and President Trump has done a great job of leading that since January 20th. Interest rates, mortgage rates are down, gasoline and energy prices are down. We're expecting the further decreases, and as Caroline said, the big tax on consumers that goes unnoticed is deregulation or regulation, and we are deregulating and bringing that down. So, from a household income point of view, we would expect real purchasing increases. We've seen them over the first 100 days, and we would expect that to accelerate. We are doing peace deals, trade deals, tax deals, and deregulating. And the deregulation is a longer lead time, but I think by the third and fourth quarters, that's really going to kick in.
Look, I'm not sure if it's just me or did he seem nervous? He must have went to church as a child and nervous because he got to stand his ass in front of the cameras and lie about like we saving money and stuff. What you guys think?
He was lying his ass off. He was shaking and quivering. But this is what I want to know. Why in the world is Jeff Bezos, he owns Amazon. Why is he scared of Donald Trump? He is so much more powerful than Donald lying-ass Trump. I don't understand these people that are scared of Donald Trump. What is he scared of?
Donald Trump making a lot of executive orders with the pen. That's what they're scared of. He can do stuff with
like what?
With nobody have to vote on nothing. Everything he do with the executive board stuff, like he picking up the Mexicanos now and whatever. He don't have to go for a lot of stuff because he's the president of the United States. A lot of stuff he can just do with a pen to your company and to your tax bracket. He do a lot of stuff.
So Jeff Bezos just gonna play dead like a dog? He's not gonna try to stand up for himself? And he owns, everybody uses Amazon. What is he scared of?
I'm saying he's a powerful man too, but maybe he don't have the power to do nothing for the country except for he can't make executive orders.
I am sick of these Republicans being scared of Donald Trump. These businessmen, Facebook, Amazon, they're acting like wimps.
Right.
They can do a way better job than what they're doing. Just threaten them like the Chinese do. Stop taking his shit and maybe he'll calm down.
Sherelle, this is what I think when you ask that question, what is he afraid of? Yeah, he got money, right? But he's looking to make more money. And him and Trump had a problem a few years ago, either when Trump was in office. I can't remember the timeline. And you know how they go after the social media site? Because he owned Facebook too. I think Jeff Bezos owned Facebook and
that's Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, that's the wrong one. But he owns something. That's Zuckerberg that owned Facebook. But they had some problems. And I think he's worrying about Trump messing up his business. Now he's messing it up by putting these tariffs out there, making the prices goes up, right?
Perry, that's in his head. That's in his head. Do you think with these new tariffs that people are going to use Amazon as much? They're just being straight up cowards.
No, I'm with you there because half this shit comes from China.
Donald Trump is a false, lying bully. And people need to call him out. But he got all of these stupid Republicans and businessmen scared of him because his bark is bigger than his bite.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. None. And they're giving this man all the power. All these stupid Republicans, Mitch McConnell, they're scared of Donald Trump, holds no power. The entire world thinks he's a joke. Only our congressmen and senators are scared of Donald Trump. And they're fearful of him. None of them need to be voted back in. They ain't got the courage God gave a Billy Goat. They are cowards, every single one of them. Maybe AOC and maybe Jasmine Crockett, and that's it. Everybody else falls in line.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where it's at, though. Like, these tariffs is crazy for our economy, and people gonna really start to feel the effect. For the MAGA people who think, oh no, China pays that, we gonna make China pay. Your ass gonna pay when you go to Walmart, Target, or
Yeah.
order some shit online. Amazon is gonna really be screwed up because most of the stuff you buy off Amazon, a lot of these products aren't made in the United States; they made in China. And
Pop, what's going to happen if somebody stands up to Donald Trump and tell him no?
He's going to attack him.
Right, like a third grader on the schoolyard. He's going to call you a coward, and he's going to think of these stupid childish names, but he ain't going to do nothing. He's a coward. He's the biggest coward in the United States, and nobody's pulling his Trump card. Nobody, except China.
yeah,
And Mexico, China and Mexico. But everybody else act like he got some kind of power to do something, and he does not. He got to follow laws just like everybody else.
and then speaking of China, when you said that, because remember, like I think we covered this last week, where Trump come out, yeah, we're in talks with China, we working on the art of the deal and all this, and China came out last week and said we haven't spoke to Trump.
Mm.
Now they found, I think it was yesterday, he haven't spoke to the president of China, finally start to communicate with China. And I think eventually Trump will cave like he always do, but come out and say that he won. But until that time come, like I said, Amazon is hurting. And then you got this right here. You got like Adidas, right? Now, they're hurting. They saying for sure they're going to raise their prices because they can't make their products over here and make no profit. So all they shit is made overseas. So the tariffs hurting them. A lot of companies be raising their prices. Microsoft raised the price. And see, this is where you're going to get it at. Like this Xbox been made a couple years ago. They got them in stock in America, but they going to raise the price on them. That's where we get hurt at. Just like say, if you buy a washing machine from China, you pay the tariffs. Well, even if you buy American made, the American made shit they gonna raise their price because they can. So we gonna pay to the left, we gonna pay to the right. We just gonna pay a lot of money. And here's the Adidas guy sitting there talking about Adidas forced to raise their prices.
Squawk Box's sportswear giant Adidas now saying the tariffs would result in price hikes for all of its U.S. products. The company said it did not yet know by how much those prices would get boosted, also noting that the global trade dispute was preventing it from raising its full-year outlook despite a first-quarter profit increase. Now, the company pointing out that it's somewhat exposed to tariffs on China, currently a rate of 145%. However, the biggest impact was coming from the general increase in U.S. tariffs on all other countries, which are largely held at 10% while those trade negotiations take place. And we also heard from Amazon this morning saying that you're actually now get to see what the cost of those tariffs are literally on the screen when you press buy compared to what the list price is.
I would anticipate a lot of places
are going to start to do that.
Right.
Not
We're
us.
not raising prices. We're just passing on the tariffs that you're expecting to pay on these things. Let's take a look at the futures this morning. The Dow's been in the green all morning long.
Well, anyway, that's good enough for that one, right? So that's what's happening. Like the dominoes are starting to fall, and our ass is about ready to pay. Because remember, Trump kept pushing them off. We can start in April. We can start in May. Say what?
I need somebody to get their Michelle Obama on and tell him no. Just like she said, I'm not going to another event he's holding. He tried to talk bad about her, but eventually that's just the way it was. Nobody's standing up to Donald Trump, which means nobody's standing up for the people.
You talking about the politicians? Sherelle.
Yeah.
You talking about the politicians?
Yeah, nobody's standing up to him. No one's representing the people.
Well, they're scared. Yeah, you're right. They're scared.
Scared? They're cowards. They're not even trying. They're letting this powerless bully come in and bully everybody, and everybody's falling for it. Only Michelle Obama said, nah, I'm tired of you, and I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I get it. Somebody gonna need to do something because, like I said, the dominoes starting to fall, right? And like I just showed you evidence that United States citizens are going to pay for these prices. You seen how the price would have been before this tariffs was added on. Like the shit went from $23 to $56. And that's the money we pay to get that same item, right? So it's starting to affect that. It affect the economy. Then like these stores raising their prices. Then you got job layoffs, right? It's going to affect that too. Because we got UPS cutting 20,000 jobs because of less Amazon deliveries. Because a lot of Amazon deliveries come from China. A lot of those products come from China. So if people are buying less, it's going to be less shit for UPS to carry. They're going to lay off 20,000 people. Now, we know about the post office. They was laying them off for Doge and all that other crazy shit. So the dominoes starting to fall and we starting to pay. Sherelle and Pops, what y'all think?
I think the country is ran by a third grader and nobody has the common sense to say, we ain't doing it. Nobody, including Democrats. Nobody. They're acting like this man has some kind of power. Just tell him no. Just tell him no.
But I don't think the politicians, the kindness and all, like you said, a lot of them cowards, a lot of them won't speak up. But I keep thinking, like always, that the people are going to have to do it. It's not a political. It ain't going to be a political solution like them standing up. Now, they might do something when they see all of them falling down or ain't getting reelected. But they just worry about themselves in reelection. You know, they're going to stay a senator, to stay, you know.
And they're leaving us hanging.
Yeah. Well, they always did. That's what was in the shape it is. You know.
They're going to leave us hanging.
Yeah, they don't care about. Don't seem like to me they care. I can't say they don't care, but it don't seem like they care about the people. You know, the politicians.
They don't care. They don't. All they care about is their wallets. These Congress and senators are pathetic. They're pathetic.
Too bad.
I mean, oh my God! I wish I was a damn politician. Just tell him no. You got to treat him like the third grade bully. No, that don't make sense. Stop breaking law. Yeah, so now we gotta keep protesting and handle this ourselves because these old ass men, they're old, are incompetent and outdated.
So here we go with the super chat. It's K-Cap says, Coochie here. Say, get your tariff on. Said nobody. Yeah. No, I mean, this is like, it's crazy, but nobody's going to stand up to him. They need the courage of Lil X. Because he needs somebody when he's talking this crazy shit. Remember how Lil X went into the office and told Trump to shut his fucking mouth? You remember that?
You know what? I was reading your comments the other day, and some girl was like, you don't let Perry talk. The man's supposed to go first. A lot of people are what I call brain dead. Raised to be puppets. It's not a lot that we have control over in this world, but you can control what you think, what you say, and how you act. Y'all want to give that away too? I'm just tired of cowards. They make me sick.
Okay, Michelle says this. I thought Trump made Walz an ambassador. Like, UN ambassador. Yeah, he did. Well, no, okay. He fired him. And I'm gonna get to the story later. He basically fired him and then told him that he could be a UN ambassador, right? But the thing is, he got to go in front of the Senate and be confirmed for that. To be an advisor, he didn't have to be confirmed. So they saying more than likely he would still get the votes. And then what's that damn vice president the week when JD Vance?
Yeah, Vance.
Yeah, Vance came out and said, "Oh yeah, but basically he didn't fire him. He basically gave him a damn promotion." That's true, and I mean whatever. I mean Trump will keep these people around because he's just as crazy as Trump too. He's just as crazy. So,
I
y'all,
don't
I got anything
think
else?
that people get it. Like, racism is a state of mind. A lot of black people are scared of white people, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you reverse the cards, like the elevators don't go up to the top. Racism only works if you let it work. We have more control than what we think, but the people are scared. That's the nitwit Republicans. The senators and congressmen are all scared. The mayors are scared. And so he is running amok. Just look how when Canada put their foot down. That's how you got to treat a person like Donald Trump. What did Cat Williams say? Did he want a party? And you just got to tell him no. That's what you have to do to Donald Trump. Just tell him no.
They got to get their China on. China don't take their shit. China said nope. China don't even respond to his nonsense.
I know.
And it's driving them crazy and his stupidity is hurting our economy.
Yeah.
Not only just with the tariff stuff, right? So typically we'll come on and talk about the American policies over here and stuff, but there's other shit that's going on. Because remember when Trump ran on, he's going to do all this and that. But one thing for sure and one thing for certain, he was going to stop that war in Ukraine on day one. On day one, he came and said that. Now, it's been like 100 days he's been in office and ain't did a damn thing. And it sort of got worse because then Russia came out and rejected Trump's peace plan with Ukraine. They rejected it, and here's a little snippet of it.
Rejected former President Donald Trump's bold peace plan for Ukraine, raising questions about what happens next. Trump's plan proposed delaying Ukraine's NATO membership for 20 years and freezing the conflict with European peacekeepers enforcing the ceasefire. While the proposal seemed pragmatic, both Moscow and Kyiv found it unacceptable. Russia insists on permanent guarantees that Ukraine will never join NATO and views foreign peacekeeping troops as a covert Western power grab. Ukraine, on the other hand, fears losing NATO membership and believes freezing the conflict would legitimize Russian territorial gains, undermining its sovereignty. Trump's audacious claim of resolving the conflict in 24 hours now faces a harsh reality. But was the rejection part of a larger strategy? Or did both sides see through the deal? What's next for Trump, the U.S., and the world stage? Comment, plan, and follow for part 2.
Now you see?
I knew it was coming. Putin's going to turn on Donald Trump. He don't respect Donald Trump. He understands that Donald Trump is a joke, and he's going to push him and make him an embarrassed Trump. Because Trump is so busy kissing his ass, and Putin don't like him. And that is a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Pop, don't you think that, forget Elon Musk and Donald Trump. First of all, Elon Musk is a double agent, and he is good friends with Putin. And they are running game on Donald Trump. Am I exaggerating, Pop?
No, you right in. I think you're right in the ballpark. They don't respect Donald Trump at all. They think, like you say, they think he's a joke. But he like being around that kind of man because that's where he want to be. He want to be like they are,
But he's nowhere close.
I know it, but that's where he want to be. So you want to be. You hang around like, well, I want to be a player. I hang around players. If I want to be, So he likes hanging out in that circle, in that crowd. So that's why he kisses up like that. And so most times if you hang out in the crowd like that with a bully like that, because Russia been bullying for years. So when you hang around a bully like that, then you want to be a bully like them too. You want to be able to say, and that's what goes. Well, the United States ain't like that. What Donald Trump said, he got to answer to people, democracy. But he want to be a dictator or something. That's who he admire anyway.
When Donald Trump moves on to the upper room, which will be a victorious day for everybody, when he passes away, he's going to leave behind one of the worst legacies. He's going to be in the history books of what not to do. He's making a big mess for his family. No one's going to respect the Trumps, especially when he goes on and people can speak the truth. What a loser he is, running around in orange makeup and scared shitless of Putin. His children are going to be left with that legacy. He's going to be worse than Nixon. Because every time you thought crook, presidential crook, you used to think Nixon. Now you think Donald Trump.
So T Love just said this breaking news. Jasmine Crockett just posted that Trump just cut funding for PBS. No more Sesame Street educational learning for our children. I guess education is the real threat. Yeah, no, I seen that it's a PBS, and then it's another one too. It's like a public network that he's basically cutting funds on
For the children.
He don't give a damn about kids unless it's his. You know, let's keep it real. That's Trump and his madness. But I just wanted to just give you the update. Go ahead, Sherelle. What would you say?
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing we can do. So we'll just come on here every week and talk about what happened today. That's crazy. He is messing up the country. But worst of all, he's messing up any kind of legacy. The minute he passes on, the name Trump is going to be synonymous with a joke.
Well, I think
it's going to take decades for them to reverse the damage that this idiot is doing, this orange idiot is doing to the country.
Why is he painting his face orange?
Because he's an idiot and he thinks he looks good with that stupid makeup on.
I mean, what's your orange supposed to do?
Oh,
make him look younger so he doesn't look as white. Oh. And he leaves brown stains all over the office, orange stains wherever he goes. Like, you don't even have sense enough. You're the president. At least go get it professionally done, idiot, so it doesn't come off every day. And they leave these circles around his eyes. He looks a mess. Mm-hmm. He looks like his insides, a mess. He's just an all-around shitty person. The way he looks, no wonder he has to pay these women. If Donald Trump was broke, no woman would want to be with him. But the woman that he does have, you could tell that Melania wants nothing to do with Donald Trump. She probably has a boyfriend that she sneaks in after hours. Yeah. He is a horrible human being. And he's old and he has a leaky bladder. So he runs around in a diaper. But you want to be a dictator and you smell bad, sir.
Yeah. And Michelle, you're right. She says, dang, we can't watch Big Bird anymore. No, you can't watch Big Bird no more. Not off the government dime because they ain't giving up no funding. The only thing big you'll see is that big jackass in the White House. You can see him for free, but nobody want to see Trump ass. But that's crazy.
He's a big guy. He wants to hurt children. Let's take away their entertainment and their education system. He's just a joke.
Jeez. Don't know what to say. It's so bad.
It's so bad. What can we say? Educate your children at home, you guys, because the stuff that they are putting in the schools is going to be propaganda. That's why, shout out to Harvard for staying strong.
Yeah.
But you don't tell us what to teach over here, and we're richer than you. So, go F off. But if you go to a public school, if you're a parent, you have to teach your children at home.
And then Coochie says, need IJ. I don't know what IJ is. I don't know what that is. I'm too old.
Hi, Coochie.
Yeah, but I don't know what that means, IJ. Do not know.
Insane.
But I was going to say this too. So, Trump is just out there just wilding. He don't care about these kids and these funders. And when you're talking about Harvard, he's trying to take they non-tax exemption away. I think that's right. Nonprofit tax, like churches have them and stuff. He's trying to take theirs away, their status away now because they didn't want to follow his rules.
But Harvard has so much money, they don't care.
Well, obviously, they ain't giving a damn. I mean, they gonna fight for it, and then Trump will pay for it for messing with Harvard. I agree. So now to get back to the Russia thing, right? So Trump lied, said he was gonna conquer it day one, because him and Putin was like this. Now we know y'all ain't like this. You just his little itch, Trump. And Putin never respected Trump. He knew he was a sucker. And probably set him up with the girls. Putin probably got something on Trump anyway. Because Trump done went over there to pick up too many wives. Let's keep it real. So, but anyway, so that happened. Russia came out and rejected the deal, right? And this was going to make it sort of complicated because he ain't stopping it. Putin want to take over Ukraine. But now, the next day, Trump goes out and they actually make a deal for Ukraine's minerals, right? Where we can use their resources, go over there and, work their resources, and we get half the profit. I'm not sure the total amount, but now that's in play and you get this deal out there. Why would Trump let him come and take over Ukraine when he lose the profit? So here is the U.S. Treasury Secretary making the announcement that they made the deal with Ukraine.
Glad to announce the signing of today's historic economic partnership agreement between the United States and Ukraine, establishing the United States-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund. This partnership allows the United States to invest alongside Ukraine to unlock Ukraine's growth assets, mobilize American talent, capital, and governance standards that will improve Ukraine's investment climate and accelerate Ukraine's economic recovery. The Development Finance Corporation will participate and help to establish this fund in collaboration with the government of Ukraine. Today's agreement signals clearly to Russian leadership that the Trump administration is committed to a peace process centered on a free, sovereign, and prosperous Ukraine over the long term. It's time for this cruel and senseless war to end. The killing must stop, and both the United States and the government of Ukraine look forward to quickly operationalizing this historic economic partnership for both the Ukrainian and American people.
He needs a Xanax, Perry. He sounds shaky and like he's gonna have a nervous breakdown.
So, I'm just curious though. I mean, I don't even have the answer. I mean, because we're dealing with Trump, we're dealing with Russia, right? So Russia don't want to stop the war. They want to take over Ukraine. Now that the U.S. don't make this deal where they got investments in Ukraine, they can't simply let Russia take it over. You know what I'm saying?
I give it less than 90 days. Russia will be back bombing the Ukraine,
Okay.
and
When it never stopped.
and Putin's gonna be. It's gonna be apparent that Putin doesn't respect Trump. He's really going to embarrass him on the national stage. Yeah, they never stop.
Yeah, he's doing it all the time. Every time you look around, they say, I quit bombing. They tell them one day that the United States, that they're not going to bomb them, ceasefire, and they disrespect the United States, and they'll do it the very next day.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so they don't care about the United States' opinion. Because they tell them one day, tell them on Thursday, we ain't going to bomb them. On Friday, they bomb them. That's straight lying to you. Straight out lying.
And the world is looking at Donald Trump, Pop. Don't you think the world thinks Donald Trump is a joke?
They know he's crazy. They know crazy for power, but nobody can stop Donald Trump but the people. Only one that can stop Donald Trump with what he's trying to do is the United States of America people, the people that's Americans that live here. We got to stop him. And it's not going to hit him real hard. He's doing little stuff now, but you wait till it starts trickling down to us when you can't go out and afford no food too much, or you can't buy you a new pair of pants because pants is $80, $90 now. The ones working still can do it. The more unemployment we get, the higher it keep going. So right now they overjoyed because the stock market went up a little bit. So now they just grasping at straw. If it was 1 point up, they act like it used to be when it's high. But they can't keep fronting because after a while, the American people, like I think Perry even said, or you said, all that stuff they doing, the overpricing and putting the tariffs on it, we gonna pay for that.
Yeah,
we're gonna send it right to the working man.
But you can't tell a brainwashed Republican that some of these followers like MAGA, they really still spewing the stupid rhetoric that, oh, the other countries are going to pay. They've been getting away so long. I mean, they really believe this junk. I stopped on the Republican channel the other day. It was sad. It was like going to a damn Klan rally.
But see, it'll take long to hit them because they both times got savings. They got stuff they can cash in, but the average American, we ain't got all that stuff. We from paycheck to paycheck. So it ain't hitting them. And they don't think it's ever going to hit them. But it's going to hit all walks this time. It's going to hit United States of America, all the people who live here. They got to buy stuff out them stores. It's going to affect all of them. Why? The American people is marching, carrying signs, getting crazier and crazier because they see how their lifestyle is going down. And that's the only thing that can stop them. But their politicians, they too scared to stop them. They in under, like Perry was conning somebody, I'm in under con. Well, I don't want to expose Perry either because all of them, the politicians been conning us.
Right.
They're all crooks. I don't care. One might be nicer than the other one. Democrat people might have less crime in there, but all of them, at least this is my personal opinion, all of them are crooks.
All of them are crooks, but there's a big one. That's Marco Rubio. He has absolutely no morals. None.
He ain't the only one.
No, he ain't got
he's
shit.
The leader of the corrupt. He does whatever Donald Trump says, whatever he says. And to call him a brown noser is an understatement. He probably sticks his tongue up there too. This man has no morals.
They had them all on TV sitting around this round table. I forget what it was about because I couldn't listen to it. They sitting all at the round table and they went around. Everybody was talking at the round table. And all of them just kissing his butt.
I saw that.
Yeah, you seen that now? Wasn't that?
I saw that.
Wasn't that pathetic? And they just
yeah.
Oh, it was awful.
Marco Rubio, he just really disgusts me. He just disgusts me.
He got more power than he ever had. See.
Okay, you want to be known for being a dummy?
Well, he wanted to be up there. He wanted to be up there. So he run for stuff, but Trump is put him where he want to be.
Yeah, but this is the part I don't get about Marco, right? And then we'll get back to this Russia thing. I see the fear in him because he fall to his knees every time Trump look at him.
Right.
What can I do for you, sir? And all that shit. He might call him king. I don't know. But this same person, to kiss their ass, you get to kiss their ass for the rest of your life. And the one day you don't feel like doing it, Trump gonna get rid of you. So, and how can a man go home and look at his wife unless she a sellout too? How Trump doing his community and everybody else?
I know.
I mean, it's just pathetic to me.
And you said that are you going to talk about him later?
Who?
How Donald Trump is just inundating Marco?
Oh, yeah. I'm about ready to talk about that after we.
Okay.
I still want to ask y'all this question, though, because y'all still got the answer. Like T. Love had asked this question. Do you think we seriously made a deal with Ukraine? I can only tell you what the Treasury Secretary said. He said they made the deal. Now, wouldn't United States protect their investment? If you got a deal with Ukraine, are we gonna start sending more weapons over there now? Because remember, Trump cut all that shit off.
Well,
Are we gonna start sending planes over there where they can fly into Russia? I don't know where this heading.
well,
I'm
Pop,
serious.
tell me if you agree with this. This is what happened. Donald Trump cut a deal with Ukraine that somehow involves his family. They are making money off the Ukraine. So now he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because he needs that money. And what's the name? Zelensky knew what Donald Trump's weakness is, and that's money. And so this relationship he has with Putin is bound and determined to fall apart. Now it's going to say, now you have to ask, how bad is it going to be, the fallout? Pop, do you think I'm on the right track here?
It's hard to say because you never, nobody knows, you can't tell, but it's something in it for Donald Trump, that's for sure.
For sure.
But
and those horrible kids of his.
He ain't there for nothing, but I don't know what he's trying to do over there.
But why make a deal if you're gonna let Putin go and take over the country?
Because he needs money more.
It don't mean nothing. He made a deal that don't mean nothing. You see, he don't keep his word or nothing.
Well, I mean,
he say one thing, he do another thing. So that shows you that's a guy that'll tell you anything. He gonna do what he want to do anyway. He don't care about outside a piece of paper saying I ain't gonna take it. If he's the type of guy, he'll take the whole thing if he want to. You know how he is. He'll take all the minerals out the ground, leave them over there with dirt, because we don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
So it's hard. All you do is guess because you don't know what him and Putin, what they up to. But we just know they trying to control the world. And
Can you answer this question? What's going to happen when Putin turns on Trump? He doesn't have any allies. What's going to happen?
Well, with Putin, if he see a hole, he's going to take it. They'd be over here bombing if they could. But I don't think. But he's not. They can't fight America like that. They'll lose. So they're not. He ain't about to attack America. He attack America in a different kind of way, like getting a stoolie like Trump on his buddy, getting to like him. That's attacking America. Buddied up with China and have China, don't send this and don't do that.
Pop, this is the first time I ever heard somebody say this. You are so right. You are right about Putin and China. They're boys.
North Korea, North Korea is helping Russia because that's all a clique. They call them strongmen because they want to fight.
So there's like a dictator clique?
Well, when they say strongmen, they mean military guys that'll fight, kill you. If you're in the wrong party and they want you out, they just kill you. But Trump ain't got no business in that clique. He's not tough enough. He just tricking American people. He think he tough, but he's not tough like that. I don't get it.
Trump, whether he's tough or not, Trump definitely, and we all got to admit, put the fear in people. Congress and even the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Now, they had a judge that was running her courtroom last week. ICE came in, and it was an undocumented person there. I think he was there for a misdemeanor or whatnot. ICE came in and tried to arrest him without a warrant. And she said, no, that, you got to show me documents or whatnot. So she pushed it up to the, the chief judge. And while they was trying to figure it out, she let the undocumented person walk out the side door or whatnot, right? And so they actually she's suspended now. That they basically tried to fire her.
Well, they locked her up at first, did they?
Well, they arrested her, but I think now arrested. They arrested her first, but she was out on bail or whatnot.
Right away,
But
yeah.
here's a little video clip, and it might tell us all of it in a second.
Start tonight at 6 o'clock with the Wisconsin Supreme Court suspending a judge accused of helping a man evade federal immigration agents. Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Hannah Dugan was arrested last week, accused of ushering the man through a side door away from agents. He was later taken into custody. In the order today, the court says it's in the public interest to temporarily relieve the judge of her duties.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to give you like an update on that. We talked about it last week, but now she's suspended, and they really want to fire her. But the Supreme Court, if ICE had the right paperwork, they didn't. So they don't want nobody to look out for the undocumented or the minorities. They just don't want it, right? And so let's get to the sellout, Marco Rubio. Well, no, I'm saying Marco Rubio. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sort of to him. Right. But let's get to Trump. Trump fired his national secretary advisor. That's the one that was on the signal with Pete Hegseth. Right. That's the one should be fired. Maybe both of them. But Trump ended up firing him. And at the same time he fired him, he told him he can be the UN ambassador, which he had to be confirmed for. And they just saying more than likely he will. So everybody is running scared of Trump is the whole thing. And he'll fire you when he wants to. And he had to give him another job because remember his first time he was in office, he went through about 3 or 4 of them, advisors. Trump fired people, but he don't want things to look bad. So he fired them, but gave him another job. And what you guys think about that, Sherelle?
I mean, that's just what he does.
Well, so he fired him until they can replace him. They got Marco Rubio, which is the Secretary of State. He got that job, just like Emmanuel said. He's doing 4 things. National Security Advisor. He's acting as National Security Advisor, acting administrator of the USAID, acting at this archivist of the US. So basically the guy who used to do the Secretary of State and says, no way one man can do all that. That he didn't even have time doing one job, but they got Marco Rubio acting all over the place. Now, what do you think Trump's purpose is for that, Sherelle?
Well,
Since that's your boy, Marco.
Users use. Marco Rubio doesn't understand the art of the word no. So Trump's going to keep piling it on till Marco grows a set. Well, he's never going to grow a set. So he's just, the gopher. It's the gopher.
But don't he know doing those 4 jobs, once one thing go wrong, he going to be to blame for it?
Yeah.
And then his ass going to be fired.
Donald Trump is setting up Marco Rubio. Y'all don't see that? He is setting up.
I think he's setting him up for if something go wrong, is to blame.
Mm-hmm.
But he gonna run it until they get somebody else. Just like he running everything now. Donald Trump, he really in charge. He did what's named is stupid. He just got him up there for if he make a mistake, he put it on him.
So you're saying that Donald Trump tells Marco what to do?
I think he tell everybody what to do.
Yeah.
They all his parents. You heard them when they sitting around the table. It is little parents.
Yeah.
Trump is great. Oh, he's so great. No, he's a great guy. Oh, he's great. That's all It's ridiculous. The people gonna stop Donald Trump is us, the regular people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only one gonna stop. You see, we just see the tip of the iceberg. The marching now is just the tip of the iceberg. You wait till these people can't buy no new clothes and can't go to the grocery store and get exactly what we get a spoiled race of people. You let them not have some cookies and sweet in the supermarket because they saying Donald Trump that took all the sweets out. These people will go crazy. You let July come and the watermelon's too high for anybody to buy. AIDS going up. People don't here. The American people don't play about food or their clothes, or their cars. And he done hit all three of them.
Yeah.
You know, I feel sorry for him. Glad I ain't no Trump. He's going to be in big trouble in a minute.
So you're saying that it's still going to get worse than this? Because this is pretty bad.
Because he's only going to go, only reason I say that is because I know he's backtracking on a lot of stuff.
Right.
But he ain't going to backtrack on some stuff. He ain't going to backtrack. And it's going to be stuff to hurt, just like they're doing now, hurt the American people. Only way Donald Trump going to succeed if he start acting like a president, quit acting like a dictator, forget to just leave stuff the way it is, the interest rate and the stuff it is where people can buy stuff, keep the jobs going, he'll make it. But I don't believe he got it in his head to do that because he ain't looking at the
It's
people.
so weird, Pop. Donald Trump craves respect and praise. If he just did the right thing, he would get that. So I'm confused on what kind of mental illness he has, huh?
It's like if you're in the streets and people be robbed or whatever, gangsters say, I'm talking about the black street. Okay, so you're in the streets and stuff, you want to be known, you want people to know who you are. So either you can go buy your car, you know, or Trump drive a nice car, you can go buy the money you make. If you're a gangster, you can go buy the money you make. You pull out your money and say, look here, I got paper, I got money. Or either you can be a gangster that'll take you out, shoot you, that kind of gangster. Well, Trump is that kind of gangster. He's a gangster.
Tough guy.
Yeah, a tough guy. You know, he ain't just a regular, all of them crooks and stuff in different styles of gangster. But he the kind of gangster that'll put you in the trunk of the car, pay somebody to throw you in the trunk. He don't want to get his hands dirty, and take you out and dump you. You know, so he get them.
Go ahead.
Everybody loves their gangsters. Everybody loves John Gotti. I mean, why won't Donald Trump follow the game plan and just walk into his shoes? I mean, he is trying to be a bully, but it's failing miserably. He's going to be the most hated president of all time.
You saying so? Why don't Trump walk in John Gotti's shoes?
Right. John Gotti was also a gangster, but he knew how to carry himself.
That's the difference in that. Now, Pops would say Trump is this gangster. I don't look at him like that. I think he's a rich, spoiled brat that grew up with money and got no respect, and now he's trying to get this respect. He don't now. The mob, stuff like that, that's beneath him. Who's more powerful, a dictator or the John Gotti?
But not
all his partners is from the mob, street guy. He don't hang out with no good guys.
Who?
Trump.
I'm not sure about them being in the mob. I just know most of the ones that hang out with got a lot of money.
No, he's been affiliated with guys from the mob mostly all his life, ever since he started building hotels and stuff. You know.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. You're right.
That's his real friends. He's a gangster.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, he never had regular partners and stuff. He always had gangster. That's why he always at the freak house or the prostitution place, because he's a gangster. The kind of gangster that would take you out.
Well, they said he used to hang with Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, he was writing all that kind of stuff because he's a gangster. Lay you out gangster. You know.
Well,
but it's just too bad we got stuck with him. Well, they didn't get stuck. They gave him. They put him in office. It's crazy.
Well, Pops, you know I can't let the show go through without getting my wife's temperature up, right? And I always know what topic gonna do it. Every time I talk about ice, this shit go left. My wife puts in a pop a top, right? Now, first I want to talk about this one young lady. She was Haitian this week. I want to say she was 44. Excuse me if I'm wrong, 47. Excuse me about the age, people, because I've been like a whole bunch of family emergencies trying to remember all that stuff. But a Haitian woman that was in ICE custody was complaining about chest pains. They didn't do nothing. And she passed away. I'm just saying, ICE ain't giving nobody no respect, right? And then ICE goes on to raid a U.S. citizen house, left these people traumatized, and they walked off with the people phone. These American citizens, they raided the house, took their phones, cash, and laptops. Any words?
Reminds me of the Gestapo.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what happened.
Matter of fact, let me play you the clip though, just in case you didn't see it.
Federal agents busted into their home as they were sleeping and took almost everything they own. Problem is, they were not the people agents were supposed to be looking for.
News 4's Spencer Humphrey is here with their frightening ordeal. Spencer, what's going on here?
Yeah, well, get this. That family just moved here about 2 weeks ago from out of state, and this is how their life in Oklahoma got started. They say they told federal immigration agents they had the wrong people, but those agents kept treating them like criminals, even though they're all U.S. citizens. Fear.
I did feel at times that I was gonna die.
So much fear.
I kept praying. I said, God, please let me live through this moment.
Humiliation.
I was a zero. I was nothing.
Pure disbelief.
I just couldn't understand, how is this happening to us?
All just for wanting a fresh start.
You come to Oklahoma and you get treated like this. For what?
This woman, who we're calling Marissa, and her 3 daughters came to Oklahoma from Maryland looking for a slower, more affordable pace of life. They rented this house in a nice, seemingly safe northwest Oklahoma City neighborhood. Her husband planned to join them this past weekend, but any semblance they had of comfort went out the window when 20 men armed to the teeth busted through it Thursday morning.
I don't know who they were. They had guns. It was dark. All the lights were off.
They were federal agents, Marissa says, with the U.S. Marshals, ICE, and the FBI.
And I kept asking them, like, who are you? What are you doing here? What's happening? And they said, we have a warrant for the house.
They ordered Marissa and her daughters outside into the rain before they could even get dressed.
They wanted me to change in front of all of them, in between all of them.
The thing is, the suspect names on that search warrant were not Marissa's or anyone in her family's. They were, however, names listed on mail still arriving at the house. Former residents, perhaps.
We just moved here from Maryland. We're citizens. That's what I kept saying. We're citizens.
She says they didn't care.
We weren't criminals. Why were they treating us like criminals? We were here by ourselves. That we didn't do anything.
The agents ripped apart every square inch of the house, taking their phones, laptops, documents, and their life savings in cash as evidence.
Like, I have to feed my children. I'm gonna need gas money. I need to be able to get around. Like, how do you just leave me like this, like an abandoned dog?
And when they left, they told her something.
I know it was a little rough this morning. It was so denigrating. Like, you do all of this to a family, to women, your fellow citizens, and it was a little rough. You have literally traumatized me and my daughters for life.
This family has virtually nothing.
And I said, when are we gonna get our stuff back? He was like, it could be days or it could be months.
Nothing but questions.
Well, what if I would have been armed? What if you're breaking in? What am I supposed to think? My initial thought is we were being robbed. My daughters, my female daughters being kidnapped.
Nothing but likely lifelong trauma.
We have guns pointed at our faces. Can you just reprogram yourself and see us as humans, as women, a little bit of mercy, and care a little bit about your fellow human mate, about your fellow citizen, like fellow resident. We bleed too. We bleed just like anybody else bleeds. We were scared. You could see in our faces that we were terrified.
Now, ain't that ridiculous? See, it's one thing they say they're going after the criminals, they're going after this, but they don't even double check to make sure they're going after the right damn person. How would you feel just laying in your living room watching the news and that shit happen? And then they're going to walk off with your laptop, all your life savings, your cash, and your damn laptop. That's crazy.
That one was a hard one, wasn't it, Pop? I mean, we're starting to see but they took the woman's money. Did you see the disaster? The way they left the house. There were children there.
Mm-hmm.
That's she's gonna have PTSD after that. This is just horrible.
They do African American houses like that all the time.
Yeah.
Raid the wrong house.
Well, yeah.
I mean, all the time. And ain't nothing. I mean, this is unusual if they put them on TV and they know now, but they do us like that, been doing us like that ever since we've been here, ever since I've been around. They raid so many wrong houses.
It don't make it.
They don't fix them back up either, huh?
But it's still hard to watch. That lady was traumatized. It's awful. She's a human being trying to live her life like everybody else. And then on top of that,
yeah,
she was a citizen.
Right.
So how do they even defend those actions?
They can't.
They don't try.
Yeah.
And then they
I'm
want
sorry, going about their business.
Mm-hmm. No, it's crazy. So that was sort of wild to me, just how that whole thing went down. So now you had that go on, and then I'm sure y'all probably seen this too, where they had these detainees in Texas, the immigration detention center that formed this SOS signal, like they formed this human chain of SOS, and then when these little, I guess, drones or planes fly, where they could see it, because they was fearful that the next day they'll be sent to El Salvador. So also, I thought I heard something today too. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. That I think they could have, some judge could have blocked that enemy, whatever that thing Trump been trying to use to deport people to El Salvador. Is some kind of enemy something. I can't remember. It's been a busy week. But here is that sign.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, so that sort of was crazy too. So now, but Trump now been trying to do all this stuff, and surreal. I can't remember the name of this because this week has been so busy. I'm trying to remember these topics so I could talk about them. But
Emmanuel put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Lily said, "Yeah, they did block it. They blocked it. So good. I'm glad they did that. But now Trump's El Salvador. Now he wants to send it to 2 other countries. I told you the names, Trail. Can you remember?
More countries? I don't remember. We've had a busy week.
Yeah. I think one was in Africa, but I can't think of what part of Africa. One was Africa.
Rwanda or something like that?
I can't remember. I can't remember, but I remember, it's 2 other countries they trying to get them to take the people.
I'm just sitting here thinking about those people that did that SOS sign that are scared for their lives.
Yep.
You're trapped. You're stuck in a prison. It just, there's no more I can say, but they're scared.
I mean, and that's the crazy part. Like, but now they doing it whether you undocumented, if you ain't got your papers, they going after minorities. Now the Republican Congress voted in some kind of package that Trump will be able to deport American citizens. And here's Jasmine Crockett and Eric Swalwell talking about
what they just voted for. I want y'all to take a guess. Okay, y'all probably not gonna guess it because it don't make sense. But if you think of the most ridiculous thing that they could do, okay, I know that that's really hard too because everything that they do is quite ridiculous. But literally, they just voted. They being the other ones, not us, because we were all on the right side of history. They just voted to give Trump the ability, legally, to give him the ability to deport U.S. citizens. That is what they voted for. A bunch of elected U.S. representatives. That is how they voted. Am I telling a lie, Eric, or no?
No, I got my salad here. Mouthful. No, I'm stunned.
I'm not. But I'm glad that you. Oh, okay. Eric been here longer than me, but like.
So what we said was, we even said, you know what? Many of us will not offer any more amendments tonight. We won't vote for the overall bill. But if you agree to this, we'll drop any other amendments. We'll take the win that this would be in the bill, that you would agree U.S. citizens can't be deported. They voted to allow Donald Trump to deport U.S. citizens. And they did it during the week that we learned that a 4-year-old little girl fighting cancer, a U.S. citizen, has been deported, separated from her U.S. citizen father and her cancer treatment. So, yeah, it's kind of shocking.
Well, he's shocked. Y'all, listen now. I came in with nothing but fools. So he been here longer, so maybe he still has a little bit of shock in his life, but I don't personally. Because the fact is, we used to live in a world in which where we saw the news about that baby that got deported, the baby with cancer, because supposedly he the man that's all about the children with cancer, right? Like, that's why he made sure one of his guests was at the State of the Union was a child with cancer. So surely, even though they're cutting cancer funding, but like, it is a U.S. citizen. Like, there honestly isn't even this real thing of like deporting a U.S. citizen. As far as I'm concerned, you randomly kidnapping folk and you throwing them out of the country against their civil rights, against their constitutional rights. And frankly, how would they feel if some other country decided that they were going to just start throwing people randomly in our country?
So basically, this is Trump's biggest plan. Remember, he's been itching on this for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about the law, but I would like to send American criminals to different countries. And now you got Congress voting in some package that would allow him to do it. Now, how far to go? I don't know if it go all the way up through the Senate, but it's just one of those things that go on to the Senate to see what happened. But that's crazy.
I don't even have any energy anymore, because every time I come on here, I'm yelling and screaming, and it's getting worse. Like my father said, we just have to go in self-preservation mode. I mean,
but they won't win, so it's no. I mean, you can worry yourself to death if you want to, but they're not going to win.
I just can't. My heart can't take it. I'm too emotional. Like, that's just the going in the lady's house. It's just all too much. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel defeated. Maybe tomorrow will be a new day, but right now, I don't even know what to say anymore.
Let me read this. Cassandra said, "How does one deport a U.S. citizen?"
I know.
Question mark. We were born and raised here. We're not aliens. No, a lot of people he's deporting out aren't either. Trump don't give a damn. And let's keep it frank. If you're a minority, Trump ain't feeling you. Look how he was raised by his father as a Klansman and whatnot, all this other stuff. And he praising Hitler. They don't give a shit about minorities. And Trump just want the power, like Pop said, to be this ultimate dictator. Congress, the senator, and America have to give him that power to allow him to do all this shit. And he's just taking one day at a time, trying to break through and have the power. Like, he don't silence the news media people. If they want to sell this, and he bargained, like half the time they sell a company, they have to actually get approval from the president. I don't really know why. I'm not that deep into it, but that's why they would fire anchors and stuff, because they want to sell to another network, but they got to get the approval of the president. Have y'all heard anything like that, Sherelle?
I don't know, Perry. It's just, I'll be okay tomorrow, but you know how sometimes it's just overwhelming. And you think it's going to get worse than this, Pop? Worse than this, where they're deporting U.S. citizens? Make sense.
They're going to try later, but by that time, let's say do it now. people are going to start resisting. It's the American people that's going to stop it. There's no doubt in my mind. I'll say that's, it's going to be the American people that stop them. Because we're going to end up paying all the overpriced for everything. It's going to affect the regular working people, and they ain't going to take it. You'll see. They're not going to have it. They're not going to take it. People that wouldn't stand up is going to stand up. Because they can do the white and black stuff if they want to, but it's we all in this together.
Well,
you need to drop the black and white stuff right now. We're all Americans. It's an American problem, and it's up to us to stop it.
Well, now I feel you there. Let me read this real fast, Pops. Measured Man says, please push against Mike Flynn with Walz ousted. Trafficking will never stop. He gave Jag an award, and they have a poll on Twitter for him. We are about to rise up. No way. Yeah.
He did give Jag an award. Like, it's crazy. This is just, I feel like I'm stuck in the middle of a bad movie. It's just unbelievable what's happening. If you would have told me this during the Obama years, I would say, no, we're moving forward. United States is getting better and better, but this is just, y'all, I'm having a bad day right now.
Yep,
It's just overwhelming.
And Beaker says, I like your content because this is an American issue. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, that's why we try to pop on here and talk about the issues we're going through. Like, we ain't no political expert, but we could sit there and tell you how we feel about a subject or how it could affect our lives. And I guess at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Sherelle, Pops, y'all got anything before we check out?
Pop, you got to take this one. I'm out of words. I don't know. I don't have nothing positive to say.
Don't forget to click the button, Marvin.
The like button?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Pops. He said don't forget to hit the like button.
Go ahead and tell them, what they got to do. If you want to
read the word he says.
Oh, yeah, and in the Instagram, Perry, and your Twitter. Yeah, Pop is right. Go ahead.
Okay, Sarita says that. She said, I think Trump has something on these DMs. Republicans, Tanzer filed for impeachment. 3 Dems co-sponsored it. Then Tuesday, 3 of them withdrew their support for the impeachment. So they signed for it on one day, and then they don't got paid all. That's what I'm thinking.
Or bullied.
Yeah, I'm bullied, right? But people, check this out, because I might not go live on here every day, but I am. We had a whole bunch of family emergencies this week, but hopefully we get back on schedule. But I do try to go and do some updates on TikTok, and that's Perry Sanders. It's Perry with an S. Sanders 1 on TikTok. You can check me out there, and then my Instagram is Perry Sanders 007.
Yeah, but you got to do our Instagram so we can send them links.
Okay. So explain it, Sherelle.
So for updates, Perry will leave the link in the description. If you want us to send you the links to your phone, you have to sign up, click on the link, and it'll walk you through the process. And that way you won't miss a show. Because it's really hard for us right now at this time in our life to be, what's the word I'm looking, consistent. But we're trying. We got 3 channels and grandchildren and a lot.
Yep. So Measured Man says, Jesus be a fence, take the wheel. We are being raptured. Right. So we're going to leave this link in the description because sometimes we don't know when we're going to come on. So you don't miss a show if you sign up with this. And sometimes it's just faster to get the information to know when we coming on. So I'm going to place it in my description of this video when I finish. And then you can just click it and it'll enroll you. And then you'll get the updates. Right, Sherelle?
Yeah. And everybody stay prayed up. I mean, this is going to be a rough one.
Yeah, so I want to thank everybody for coming in, supporting the channel. Thanks for the super chat, supporting the channel. And everybody have a nice weekend. Hopefully we'll be back. But if you haven't gave a video a like, please do it. Help us in the algorithm. So until the next show, we'll see you guys on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye, everybody.
Bye.